Once upon a time, in a small village community, there lived a brother and sister, and they'd lived together since their parents had died some years before. Now, the thing that you should know is that the brother was completely blind. He'd been blind since birth and couldn't see a thing. However, he was unusually wise for his years, and people would come from far and wide to seek his guidance and his counsel on all sorts of matters, from matters of the heart to matters of politics to matters of how to grow their crops. And so the brother and sister lived together. Time moved on, and the sister became a beautiful woman, and from another village met a hunter, a fine, strapping young man, and they fell in love. And they married, and the hunter came to live in the house with the brother. And all was okay. One day, the brother said to his new brother-in-law, the hunter, "Please, would you mind taking me on one of your hunts? I've always wanted to go. I've always wanted to see what it's like, or to feel what it's like." But the hunter scoffed. You are useless. You're blind. You can't see. How are you going to hunt? You'll slow me down. And as you know, I need to hunt so that we can live. So I am sorry, but you'll have to stay at home. Well, the brother was a bit disappointed. But the next day, he asked again, "Would you mind taking me hunting? I've always wanted to go." And again, the blind brother was dismissed by the hunter. "You are useless. You have no sight. There is no way I'm taking you hunting. Imagine how slow I would be. And look, I brought back all of this food. If you were with me, I would have brought back nothing." Weeks passed, and the brother continued to ask and pester the hunter. "Please take me hunting, take me hunting." And eventually the hunter gave in. Said, "Okay, brother, you and I will go hunting tomorrow. I will be gentle with you and show you kindness, because you are blind and useless." Great, great. The brother was so happy. He went to bed early, and early the next morning, they got up and they were ready to go hunting. The blind brother took the hunter's arm, and they walked through the path of the jungle. The hunter told the brother where there were logs and stones and things to trip him up, and the blind man stepped over them and was careful on the path. All of a sudden, he stopped. "Shh, shh," he said. "What's wrong?" said the hunter. "There's a lion up ahead, next to the path." The hunter was really shocked. If he'd come and stumbled across a lion, he would be in big trouble. "It's okay," said the blind man. "The lion's already eaten. He's just asleep next to the path. If we're really quiet, we'll be able to walk by him without disturbing." And that is what they did. The hunter was amazed that the blind man had known that a lion was sitting just round the corner on the path. And so they went on. Hours passed. And once again the blind man, "Shh, shh, stop, stop! Up ahead and round the corner, there's a great, great mother elephant with her calf. But it's okay, it's okay. They've passed the path now, and she's bathing him in the lagoon next to the path. If we're really, really quiet, we'll be able to get past the mother elephant and her calf." And that is what they did. They were very, very quiet, and they snuck past the elephant and her calf. The hunter was once again amazed. "How did you know?" "Oh, I can hear, I can hear." I see, said the hunter. They walked for a few hours more before they came to their hunting grounds. "Shh, shh," said the blind man. What now?" said the hunter. "There's a great hippopotamus on the banks of the river next to the path. But it's okay, it's okay. He's not coming in our direction. He's gone back in the river." The hunter couldn't hear anything and was completely shocked, but indeed, as they walked past the curvature of the path, there was a great hippopotamus bathing in the river, eyeing them suspiciously. Eventually, the hunter and the blind man arrived at their hunting area, and they set 2 traps, one each, to catch whatever they could catch, and they would return the next day to see what was in their snares. They returned to the village and sat round the fire quietly, eating, and then retired to bed. The next morning they were both up with the lark. The hunter offered the blind man his arms. "No, no, no, thank you," said the blind man. "I know the way. I can remember." And off went the blind man at a trot, skipping over the rocks and boulders and roots that would have tripped a lesser person up. In fact, he went so quickly that the hunter had difficulty keeping up with him. They arrived at their hunting area. "No, no, no, you stay here," said the hunter, "and I will see to the traps." Obligingly, the blind man stayed where he was. The hunter went to the first trap, the trap that had been set by the blind man, and in it was the most beautiful bird. It had beautiful fire-red feathers, yellows, golds. It was gorgeous, this bird. And in the hunter's trap was a rather dull, grey, small-looking bird. The hunter took both of the birds out of the traps and was trying to decide which one he would give to the blind man. Naturally, he gave him the grey bird, and the blind man accepted the grey bird kindly. "Thank you," he said. And they began the long walk home in silence. The hunter began to realize that the blind man knew what he had done. And so he posed him a question. "Tell me, brother," said the hunter. "You are wise, people say, despite your blindness. But can you tell me why there's so much wickedness in the world?" Said the blind man. "There is wickedness in the world because people take what is not theirs without any thought." The hunter looked at the beautiful bird with its golden feathers. "You are right, brother," said the hunter, and he took the small grey bird from the blind man and gave him the bird that was rightfully his. They walked along for a little time, and then the hunter asked a second question. "Brother," he said, "you are wise, despite your blindness. So tell me why there is so much love in the world." And the blind man thought for a little while. Because people learn and make amends, as you've done, my brother." From then on, the hunter really got it. They went back to the village, and there was a celebration, because the blind man had been hunting and had managed to catch something, and they ate very well that evening. And from that moment on, the hunter was a friend to his brother, his blind brother. And he would say, when people ask, "How come your brother with no sight knows so much?" And the hunter would say, because my brother sees with his ears and listens with his heart." Have a good day.